We're living in an incredibly fearful and anxious time. I think that you would agree that all around us, the news, the different things that are going on are so full of alarm, and people are anxious. Anxiety is at an all-time high. Becky and I read a book a little while ago by Jonathan Haidt called The Anxious Generation, talking about these generations that are coming up post smartphone and what these smartphones and social media is doing in terms of increasing the anxiety and fear. And I think that we've got to make a choice in terms of whether we're going to cooperate with the culture and get more and more anxious, or we're going to let what the Lord says and let the truth make us free in that, and move into freedom from fear. And so part of what we talked about yesterday with being adopted actually addresses this in a fairly significant way. Paul in Romans 8:15, he says it this way: the spirit you received does not make you slaves, so that you live in fear again. Rather, the spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship, and by him we cry, Abba, Father. So let's just start this week with our reflections of, you are no longer a slave to fear. You're no longer a slave to fear. In fact, the antidote of God to fear isn't just a discipline, it's a person. That you have received the spirit of sonship, the spirit of adoption in your own life when you received Christ. And that spirit of adoption calms you, creates security in you, creates a sense of trust and a sense of balance, that whatever's going on outside of me is not the thing that stabilizes me. What is going on inside of me, or better, who is inside of me, is who stabilizes me. So let's start this week by identifying, what is it that you are afraid of? What is it that makes you anxious? And how much of your thought life is occupied with anxious thoughts and thoughts of fear about this and about that? And let's start this week by for one, declaring, I'm no longer a slave to fear, and two, by bringing these anxieties and bringing these cares to Jesus.